Hello, good morning and good evening, respected teacher and everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Piputin, medical engineer at North Calabar General Hospital, Yangon, Myanmar. Today, I would like to present about the role of medical engineer in Myanmar. Firstly, I will present the major role and responsibility of medical engineer, and secondly, I am going to present the explanation of the role of medical engineer, and finally, I will summarize my presentation. It takes about 15 minutes. I would like to turn on the next slide. The major role and responsibility of medical engineer in our country, Myanmar. Medical equipment inventory, installation and operation, safety, maintenance and repairing, management and procurement, knowledge sharing. There are step-by-step and interrelated process for major role and responsibility of medical engineer. Next slide, please. Number 1, medical equipment inventory. We collect data at the hospital department and creation of computerized database and barcode system, and then update the data and sharing to respective department and other hospitals. They all are medical equipment inventory. Next slide, please. This slide about installation and operation. We supervise and install for all type of medical and non-medical equipment. For example, modular OD, installation for necessary equipment such as pendant, oxygen line, and ceiling lamp. And then we also involve in installation and operation on new medical equipment for emergency use, such as ventilator, patient monitor, and oxygen concentrator for COVID-19 patients in COVID-19 pandemic period. And next slide, please. And this picture shows medical superintendent in charge of the operation director and company manager, and we medical engineer all together manage and provide installation of ceiling lamp and pendant for new room and OT complex. And next slide. And this picture shows installation of ventilator for COVID ICU, the first floor of the OT complex. And next slide. And then this photo shows installation, testing, and training of portable X-ray uses and isolation ward for COVID-19 patients, ground floor of OT complex. I would like to turn on to next slide, please. This photo shows installation of new autoclave. The two autoclaves are not functioning and need to replace spare parts, so we urgently install the new one. Next slide. The next slide is safety. We provide continuous monitoring for staff and user as an important issue, and then plan for maintenance program to prevent potential risk and failure, and then sharing pamphlet and instruction paper for users of medical and non-medical equipment. Next slide, please. For safety, we testing all oxygen point for accuracy and HFNC high flow nasal cannula machine for well functioning and new HDU for COVID-19 patients. And next slide, please. This is also checking patient monitor by using simulator of distributor. We participate with local engineer. Next slide, please. For safety, testing and instruction uses of ETCO2 and patient monitor before operation in neuro OT, all together with local engineer and medical staff. Next slide, please. This slide show and this photo show calibration and testing of battery and anesthesia machine and main and emergency OT. All of the battery requires 2 chains. Next slide, please. And this photo show provide oxygen cylinder and liquid oxygen filling process. And then we create daily and weekly report for usage of oxygen for the patient. Next slide please. After installation, we arrangement of oxygen pipeline connection, checking and testing of new line and point 4 or before use of patient. Next slide please. Next slide is number 4, maintenance and repairing. For preventive maintenance, we provide calibration and performance verification and keeping the record, certification of medical equipment from distributor and supplier, and then we update the medical equipment checklist. Next slide please. As a corrective maintenance or repairing, we attending and checking all survey requests from respective department, and then handling and decision making for repairing all medical device and equipment. We collect data of your complaint, your register and work report. And next slide please. This picture shows testing of ESU electrosurgical unit before operation and error solving diagram find using manual book and Neuro OT. Next slide please. These two photos show checking and testing of SpO2 and NIBP and patient monitor. And this photo, PP cards damage need to change PP cards only. Other machine functions are normal. Next slide please. Repair by our set. The sick complaint is no functioning alarm occur. After checking it, operation check fail. User didn't understand the procedure, so I will explain to user. And the defect machine is normal function. Next slide please. Preparing our set. This photo show cleaning of ECG and she complaint is no functioning and noise appear. Paper roll side different and expire of the paper roll. So I change the paper roll and setting and then cleansing sharp and lengthy. After that, the ECG machine is well functioning. Next slide please. This photo shows repairing of sterilizer, low suction machine and anatomy plate in our medical engineering department. And next slide please. As a corrective maintenance and repairing, we repair and changing all floating part and heater coil and autoclave. Next slide please. And this photo shows repairing all display cover and autoclave. The medical staff pushing the alarm button, so glass cover crack. After that, we change the cover new one. And next slide please. This is step 5, management and procurement. We provide pre-purchase evaluation and negotiation and procurement, examine spare purchasing and maintenance contracts. And we inquire and requesting quotation, invoice from the distributor, and requesting budgets for purchasing spare parts. And next slide please. And this photo shows repairing and replace all spare parts from right or suction machine to dummy one. So we save cost in one machine. Next slide please. We also provide medical equipment disposable process. Next slide, please. Number 6, knowledge sharing. We provide and planning and involve in continuous medical education program monthly at the hospital, and we conduct training program to training and hospital staff and user. And next slide, please. And this picture shows conduct training to the first medical engineering student by local engineer and University of Medical Technology Medical Engineering Department. Next slide, please. This picture shows the explanation by senior medical engineer to training at UMTY. And next slide, please. This activity photo show practical session for third medical engineering student supervised by teacher and teaching assistant. And next slide, please. This photo show operating and training for tabletop autoclave to new user by local engineer. And next slide, please. This photo show we make 12-volt battery for syringe pen for saving cost, but we need more special tool. And next slide, please. Summary. As a summary, we provide medical equipment management and maintenance throughout from start installation to write-off disposal. And then the framework of medical equipment management system where we interdisciplinary teamwork between medical engineers and other healthcare providers. And then early to confront the potential risks and improve medical equipment maintenance in our hospital environment. Next slide, please. As a conclusion, we medical engineers try to get advanced education and knowledge, and then continue to be a medical engineer and professional. My presentation is finished. Thank you for your kind attention.